paint is shaken. Our air hose down in the basement is plugged in. I've got our tape almost completely loaded with little parts. And there's only 2 to go, which I actually saved for this opening scene. I'm sure you guessed that. Now, I do believe we have enough paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I don't forget and have too much pressure on the airbrush like I did the last time. Yeah, I'm going to start out at about, I'll start out at 10 pounds and see if that 0.5 millimeter nozzle will handle it. Yeah, if you remember last time I was spraying, I was surprised at how fast I went through all the paint, and then I realized, oh yeah, I got the bigger nozzle in there, and I had too much pressure on. So we're going to try it differently, you might say. All right, let's recompose here and try and get ourselves going today. At the moment, the laptop is processing the sunrise. It's nothing spectacular, but it's I'm going to tack it on the end of today's episode anyway. And I'm not going to talk any more about it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to do the deck tan first. And as I mentioned, I'm going to just spray everything deck tan, and then later with a brush I'll highlight little things like hatches or maybe a rooftop or where there's an engine mount or something like that. And we want to reduce our pressure. Right now it's set at I think about 23, and I'm going to reduce it down to 10. Okay, I believe that's looks like about 10 according to the gauge here. And we'll just see if that's going to work. Sometimes this little cap is hard to come off. I don't know why. Now, I did shake this up in the paint shaker, about an hour ago, but and as far as I know, it's thinned down. It looks pretty thick. That looks pretty thick. Well, it could be that 10 pounds is not going to work. Maybe I didn't add enough thinner. Well, let's try it out here and see what's going to happen. If 10 pounds will draw it or not. You know what? I'm going to have to thin that out more. I increased it to 20 and it just wasn't really coming. So, I don't know. Did I grab the wrong one? I thought it was thinned. That even sounds better. Obviously, I've added more thinner. I did clean out my airbrush. Back flushed and all that kind of stuff. I didn't take it apart. Okay, let's see if it looks any different now. Oh yeah, it looks way different. Okay, now our I'm assuming it's about 10 pounds. It might be a little bit more. It's halfway between the 0 and the 20. But if I look at the other scale, it's just barely under 1 bar. Well, 1 bar would be 16. So it might be about 12. It's hard to say. It's not going to be real accurate anyway. All right. Now, we do have to get our, see, where can I put this thing here? We do have to get our fan going, I know that, but it's too hard to try and talk over top of the fan. So let's just test this out here. Okay, let's see if I can go a little lower here. Well, that's quite low pressure, but I'm going to try that. Yeah, I'm just going to try that. Okay, let's get our fan going here. I'll be back in a minute. What happened? Okay, what I did was I did not disassemble my airbrush like I usually do. I just cleaned it out sort of by back flushing, and I believe I got it basically cleaned out. And because we're just doing a color change, some people don't even bother cleaning it out that good. I poured back the extra, obviously. I did increase the pressure. I'm guessing it's probably up around, maybe 15 pounds. That was probably one of the most poor jobs I ever did of videoing. I haven't checked to see the footage that I just took here. But at least we got a little bit. Hopefully, when I go to do the boats here, I can maybe rig some. I'll be doing each one individually, so that'll help. And maybe I'm going to hang something from the top of the booth here so that I can always keep the boat in the right place. At least that's the plan. All right, let's recompose here and get our number 19 sky gray in. I think that's thinned out. I better just check. Maybe it needs to be thinned somewhere as well. That looks pretty watery. After a while you get to, I've been doing this for going on 3 years now. And after a while you kind of get to know by the look of it before you even pour it if it's going to, be any good or not. Not that I'm that experienced because I hate spraying for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway. Okay, this is the plan. I have a little block of wood here suspended from the top of the spray booth. And the idea is, well, first of all, there's a couple of ideas going on here. Because the color that I'm going to be spraying is so similar to what these already are, I can see where if I was to, stick them back in the same block, so to speak, I might not be able to tell. And I know from experience from painting this plastic with this particular color that unless you're holding your part in such a way that the light is reflecting off it, it's kind of hard to see if you've actually got any on or not. So I may not always be holding this at the best angle for you. And I, sorry about that. So the idea is I'll take it out of here and then I'll plug it in over in one of these. Okay, then I'm not going to get them, and I won't be doing the same one twice because this is going to take a few minutes to do all 13 of these boats. And the idea is that this block of wood, now when I zoom in, you're not going to see this block of wood. It's going to be just above your field of view. Now, here, I'll do it. Okay. Now, the idea is that as long as I keep the boat just right underneath the block of wood, I know that it'll be in focus and you can see it, because I have a tendency to get so involved in what I'm doing that I forget about the camera, and consequently we kind of lose out. So yeah, let's just sort of reset up here. I still haven't got any paint in our airbrush yet, so I got to get ready, and hopefully this is going to work out. I don't think I've ever done anything quite like this before. had one more boat to go to. This was the last one. Yeah, I wonder, maybe I should, just for the fun of it, try and paint this with a brush. See what the difference is. Why not? We are all cleaned up and ready for next time. Yeah, and as far as this one here goes, well, I'm going to try and brush it, and we'll, check it out and see what the difference is. You can, I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but, you can tell that these have been sprayed with a flat paint because they don't reflect any kind of light, whereas this is kind of shiny. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. It's 2:30 already. So, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.